Familia 3%, no me van a creer a quién tenemos el día de hoy. Él ha sido nombrado como el entrenador número 1 de ventas en todo el mundo. Y honestamente, desde que lo conocí a principios del 2023, me ha aportado mucho valor. No me pierdo sus entrenamientos, no me pierdo sus lives. Y de verdad es una persona que está conquistando el área de las ventas, aportando mucho valor a muchas personas. No solamente en su idioma natal, que es el inglés, sino idioma español. Viaja por todo el mundo, da entrenamientos, llena conferencias. Es uno de los más duros en la actualidad en el tema de las ventas. Y hoy tenemos a Mr. Daniel G.
Thank you, bro, for having
Brother,
me. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for coming, bro.
Of course.
We're here in Miami.
Thank you for traveling here. Of course.
Yeah. Definitely. We have a mastermind tomorrow. It's
Yes.
going to be tremendous, bro.
Yep. Some top students and industry leaders, different companies, organizations come together and just, kind of mastermind out the year before the year starts.
I'm really excited about tomorrow.
It's good.
Bro, this is the first thing that I remember about you because I knew you at Break the Code event exactly like a year ago
Yeah, that's right. In January.
in Miami.
Yeah. That's
Exactly-
right. 1
exactly a year
Time
ago,
flies. Yeah.
So the first time that I saw you and that I hear you speak, you were in a panel and you said the following, and I'm gonna quote: "You will never outperform the person you think you are."
Yes.
And that quote really hit me because I have been thinking in that for a while, and that is so true. You cannot outperform who you think you are.
You can't beat who you think you are inside of your head because it starts in the head first. So I always say it's like if you feel you're worth a certain number, you're never going to take more action than that number, right? So even if you start getting, even though you could get to 100,000 a month or $1 million a month, if you feel like you're only worth 50,000, but maybe halfway through the month, you're already at 40,000, you're gonna say, well, you got another 10 more thousand to go. But really, you're already 40,000 15 days into the month, but you'll only hit 50,000. You'll never hit 100,000 because you don't feel like you're worth 100,000. So I always say you constantly got to level up this thing and feel like you're worth more, or always just keep you down like the thermometer. You've heard it a million times, right?
Yeah, for sure. Raise your self-belief and your self-concept about yourself.
Correct.
That is so true. I always told my team that if you do not believe that you can play, soccer, you are not even gonna get in the field. You're not even gonna put on the shoes and put on the uniform because you, in all of your identity, there's no single piece of you playing soccer. So you are not even gonna try.
Right.
And that's true for everything, but especially this podcast is heard by many entrepreneurs and network marketers around Latin America. So if you do not believe that you can earn more money or public speaking or do whatever, you are not even gonna try.
Yeah, of course. You won't, or even when you get a little bit of success, you might get overly excited because you don't feel like you're worth the next step. Meaning, I'll give you a good example. So I may have said this to your team before, but in the summer, I was in Colombia. Okay. I had a small retreat like we're going to do tomorrow. And after we were done the retreat, we went to the town. We were in Medellin at the time. And I went to the town, and I'm with my friend. And she lives in Medellin. And we're watching a soccer game at her house with her parents, her family. And I asked her, I said, man, why has Colombia never won a World Cup, right? So, because there's individually, they always had good soccer players. You know, they had Falcao, James Rodriguez. They have good players. You know, you think of these clubs that have strong players. And then she said this line, and it's never left my head because I translated inside of business. She said, "Oh, we never win because Colombia's whole goal is to just qualify for the World Cup. And when we qualify, she's like, the streets are celebrating like we freaking won the World Cup."
Okay, yeah.
And I said, wow, people's goal in life is not to win, it's just to get by. And when they get by, they celebrate. It's not to win. The people that win the World Cup say, we're winning a World Cup.
Sure.
So even when they qualify, say that we had to qualify in order to win. So they're not even that excited yet.
Yeah.
Because they're focused on winning. Majority of people are not focused on winning. They're focused on just getting by. And usually when you focus on just getting by, just paying your bills, you don't even get that inside of life.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, I say not enough people, I think top leaders just have the winning mentality.
Yeah.
You know? They don't stop until they win. And they like that.
And they get angry when they lose.
Correct.
Like second place doesn't taste
not
good at all.
Yeah. And I think this message has also been like, softened a little bit, where it's like, you're supposed to want to win for first place, and competition is a good thing. Comparing yourself, I know, okay, listen, I know a lot of people say, don't compare yourself to other people. Like, it's the thief of all joy. I get it. But at the same time, go back to the sports mentality, because I grew up playing sports my whole life. I love comparing myself to people at the top.
Sure.
Because that motivates me to win.
Sure.
Like, it doesn't demotivate me. I say, wait, if that person, this is the reality. These people are making $1 million a month. We're only making $250,000 a month. We are losing. This is reality of life, because you need a baseline. We're losing right now. It's not going to demotivate me. It's going to motivate me to beat the people at the top. What are they doing to do $1 million a month?
For sure.
And I think some people are trying to move away from this message, saying don't compete and don't compare. No, you compete and you compare to people above you.
Yeah, for sure.
Not below you, because if you compete to people below you, you're going to have an ego. Oh, look, I'm making $20,000 a month. My friends from high school are making $3,000 a month. No. You're comparing to people below you. Compare yourself to people above you. It's strong.
Yeah, for sure.
So winning mentality is great.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I think that if you do not compare to greatness, it's an excuse for being lazy.
Correct.
Because you are very comfortable not like comparing to other winners in the field, and you're not moving anywhere. I mean, I totally agree with that idea, brother.
Yeah, competition's healthy.
For sure.
Very healthy.
So, bro, you were born in Toronto, Canada.
Toronto, Canada, yeah.
Yeah, and I have heard that both of your parents were Italian and very hardworking people.
Yeah, very, came from a middle-class family.
Okay.
Both hardworking, watched my grandparents work. My father was in sales. And I just grew up in a household that, work was, just always a thing I was always around. When I was with my grandfather, I was always just working, always respecting money, started making money at a young age, got me into sales at a young age, watched my parents work when I was young. So I always just loved the idea of work.
Yeah, for sure.
I loved it.
No, and you reflect that like in every single post that I saw about you and story and everything, you reflect work. So you started your first job in sales kind of 14 years old on a door-to-door thing, right?
Yeah.
So how was it?
So I was doing, I started door-to-door sales when I was 14. I got the job because I just needed money. I didn't say I wanted to get into sales.
Okay.
Nobody says I want to get into sales. Nobody grows up saying I want to be in direct sales, network marketing. It's something that you fall into. It's not something that you dream about being. So to me, I just got into a job where it's like, okay, they will accept me because, I tried hiring to KFC, McDonald's. These jobs wouldn't even accept me, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't even know how to make a resume. My resume was horrible. I wasn't good at writing. They would laugh at it. So even McDonald's wouldn't accept me. So one day there was this post inside of our school, an advertisement saying, if you want to make hundreds of dollars on the weekend in commissions and money, sign up here. So I said, shit, what do I have to lose? And I said, so what do I got to do to apply? He said, just name and your phone number, and we pick you up from your home address, and we pick you up from your home address at 8 a.m. on Saturday. So I got my first sales job. We were knocking on doors. It was a service where we poke holes in grass. So we let the grass breathe in Canada because there was bad winters. So I sold door-to-door sales, and I didn't even know I was in sales at the time. Like, I was just treating it like work.
Okay.
But then when I got into university, I was making a lot of money on the weekends. When I got into university and I dropped out of university, I said, okay, what do I think I could be good at? So I said, oh, maybe I'm curious about this sales thingy. Because I always say, chase your curiosity. Don't chase your passion. Chase what you're curious about. Because when you're curious, you get propelled for the answers. You're curious, you want to hunt for the answers. I couldn't do real estate sales. It was too much. I needed something that was going to pay me immediately. I just got back into telephone sales, and there's a whole story past that. But, I started back into sales, B2B sales, so business-to-business sales. I did very well for myself. And then I opened up a sales agency. So I started training salespeople, and I would find those salespeople jobs. Okay. So that was the business that I built. Training, and just fast forward, training was just second nature for me because I loved training since I was young, sales. And I think you're allowed to train when you do the best in your sales job.
Sure.
You're allowed to hold a mic inside of your business when you're making the most money inside of your organization. That's what you earn the mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't deserve a mic. You earn it because you made the most. So I was already training at 14 and a half because in the first 6 months of my sales job, I was making the most money door-to-door sales. So they would literally...
So you were really good at the beginning?
Yeah, at 14 years old. If you go ask my mother, was Daniel good at training sales? She'd be like, he's phenomenal. If you ask him how to go deal with an objection when the wife says my husband has to come home and pay for the service, I would go teach the company how to deal with that objection.
Yeah.
Right? I was listening to Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar. I was reading their books when I was 14.
Yeah.
You know, like how do I deal with this objection when somebody says this? So training was just a second business for me. It was more of a hobby. I built out my agencies first in Canada, cold calling agencies, telemarketing agencies, phone agencies. Then I started picking up, and people, you know, I started to realize that the training thing was also another business that started to pick up. So it was a hobby, passion, turned into a business.
Wow, brother.
Yeah.
That's good. So
I try to give you the short story. You know?
Yeah. You said something that really piqued my attention. Like you saw an ad and it said earn whatever amount, but many people saw that ad. Do you think that people that are successful are naive enough to think they can make it?
This is good. It's funny because I jumped this section. So look at the statistic. We have 2,000 people inside a high school, let's say. I'm walking down the staircase that day to go to lunch, 12 o'clock to go to lunch for high school. And I'm looking at this ad. And when you're focused on opportunity, you can only see opportunity. When you're focused on money, all you can see is money, right? So all I see is $100 to $200, hundreds of dollars in commissions. But you see 2,000 people walk by that sign. And I said, what's wrong with these people? I went right to the guy. I said, dude, how do I make hundreds of dollars? If I have to dance naked, I'll dance naked in the school. I will do whatever to make 20. He's like, no, you just got to sign up here. And it's funny that you say that, bro, because right there, my brain was the first time it ever witnessed cynical individuals, skeptical individuals. Because I said, now I don't get confused when there's cynical and skeptical people. I seen it at 14 years old. And I said, you're inside of in a system where you're not programmed to look at opportunity, even though it's right in front of your eyes. It was right in front of my eyes. It was right in front of everybody's eyes, but they're not programmed to look at it. They're programmed to walk by it.
Yeah.
You know, they're programmed, like you're literally having a sign that says make $100. Students still stay inside of their head. It's probably not real, so they walk by it. So I think you have to be some sort of delusionally enough crazy to see it, or I think your hunger has to outweigh your passion. So I'm going to give it to you. It's not even that you have to be delusional and naive. So when you go to school, I'll show you exactly how the programming works. When you go to school, you're pitched two things. You're sold two things. You're sold a perfect lifestyle, and you're going to find something that you're passionate about. Mm-hmm. We always think this, like, oh, I'm going to work something that I love. And they keep selling you, oh, you should maybe start liking to become a doctor or an engineer or a firefighter, whatever the case is. You start develop, but in reality, you didn't want to be that. You want to be a soccer player.
Yeah.
But slowly, you start being sold, okay, this is what you're going to love. And it's also going to be a perfect lifestyle for you. It's going to be perfect. You're going to get the dream job. You're going to have a nice family. Life's going to be easy, etc. You realize that it's a lie the moment you get out inside of university. You don't even like studying what you're studying. Or when you leave, you don't even want to land the job that you've studied. But aside from that, so you're pictured perfect lifestyle and, your passion. You're going to go work your passion. And first of all, when you see something that can guarantee you money or it can make you money, because you're focused on perfect, and that doesn't align with go to school, get a job, blah, blah, your brain kind of esters it out, number one. It kind of moves it away. But number two, you're like, well, I have to be passionate about this because you always say you have to be passionate. Okay. I think your hunger has to outweigh your passion.
Okay.
Your hunger has to outweigh your passion because I was not passionate about knocking on doors. I was not passionate about selling my services. No, I had hunger enough to get out of my situation. So we're sold that, hey, by the way, you cannot do anything inside of life if it's not a perfect A, B, C, D, go to school, get a job, Number two, if you don't enjoy it and you're not passionate about it, right? I think inside of life, this is what you got to do. You got to let your hunger outweigh the passion, walk in a direction of unknown, and figure out what you like and what you don't like inside of life by working a couple things inside of your life. This is life. You walk in a direction where you don't know what's going to happen. And in that direction, you figure out what's right and you figure out what's not right for your lifestyle. Instead of walking in a direction for 8 years, investing all your money into it, all your efforts into it, just to figure out you come out $80,000 in debt or something like this, and you don't even want to do this for the rest of your life because you and I see this forever, right? We've been sold a perfect life. We haven't been sold a better life. If I get on a phone call with a client, and they tell me this morning, but Daniel, I don't know if I, should start a new business, I don't know if I should spend $1,000 to start. Okay, why? yeah, I just don't know if it's the right fit for me. And I would say, hey, listen, are you looking for perfect? Because usually people make decisions because they're like, okay, I'm going to make this decision because it's going to be a perfect decision. Mm-hmm. So I tell clients, I say, you've been programmed to think you need a perfect decision. But in reality, you need better. You don't need perfect. You're not investing in perfect. There's no perfect investment. What you're trying to do is figure out something better than what you currently have. If you're looking for perfect, don't invest with us. If you're looking for perfect, don't start a new opportunity. But if you're looking for better than what you currently have, then maybe we're the right solution. Sure. People are programmed to look for perfect because that's what the school system gave you. Get out of school, get a perfect job, have a perfect family, have this, have that. You're like, so this is all your brain knows, but it doesn't seem perfect. Of course not. You're not looking for perfect inside of life. You're looking for better. That's what an opportunity is. Yeah. It's just a little bit better than what you have.
Sure.
So you make the decision, then you figure out a way to make it a little bit more better, a little bit more perfect.
Yeah, sure.
That's life.
They're very afraid of making mistakes.
Yes. Yeah.
Because as you said, the system tells you that you cannot make mistakes. It's funny because, for example, Ray Dalio, who is one of the biggest investors of all the time, in his Instagram bio, he had, now he doesn't, but he had in his Instagram bio, professional mistake maker.
Wow.
Like that was his profession. And that's really deep because you have to be willing to be wrong and mistaken and yeah. For example, when I was introduced into the network marketing industry in December of 2014, I relate very much to what you have said, because one guy that I haven't seen in my whole life, we were in kind of an entrepreneurial seminar, like for free. Like it was a shitty seminar, honestly. But I went because I was looking for opportunity. And so one guy approached to me and he told me, hey, you could be very good for what I'm doing, and you can earn a lot of money here. And that got me signing. I mean, literally, he didn't have to make the opportunity presentation and show me the products and show me the comp. Like he did, but he didn't have to do that. He just told me, you can earn large amounts of money in here. And I was 21 years old. And that was the first time that someone said to me, you can earn a lot of money. Yeah. So that's, I mean, I was naive enough into thinking that, then I can, and it's been 9 years from now, I already make my first $1 million doing this. So yeah, definitely. We have to be willing to make mistakes.
Yeah, and at the time, it's like, you're not even, when you're so hungry for opportunity, success, money to change your life, it's not even like you're thinking about the mistakes. You're just thinking about winning. Sure. You're not even thinking about it. You just realize throughout the process, I'm going to make mistakes.
That's right. You
realize that, hey, if I want to double the rate of my success, I double the rate of my failure. You realize that, you double the rate of your nose. You want to double the rate of your yes, you double the rate of your nose. You realize that as you start working. But in the beginning stage, I say your hunger should outweigh all your perfect judgment, all your perfect passion, your hunger just to say, whoa, I can be successful. My hunger to change should outweigh everything. Because I always say this, and I know the passion line is great too as well, but I say, listen, I know a lot of millionaires that made millions of dollars that are actually not passionate about what they sell.
Yeah.
They're not actually. Like I know, there's probably a millionaire that made those chairs right there. He's making $1 million a month in his factory, and he's not passionate about chairs. But I'll tell you what he is passionate about: winning, success, creating, innovating. Maybe the hunt has hunger, right? Fell into it and seen an opportunity. I'll tell you how success is made and sales is made. You have a product, you find the people it solves a problem for, you connect them and you get paid money. And now maybe you start to realize you're starting to sell something that maybe you don't love, but maybe you find something in the way where you like a little bit more, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're never left with nothing inside of life. Even if you've done something for 5 years and you got to change right now, people don't want to become an entrepreneur. Well, you're not starting from zero, because everything in life is a building block. So when you go into your next opportunity, you don't go in with zero. You go in with what you've had 5 years ago, et cetera.
That's right.
You know, some people are like, well, I don't want to start from nothing. So what was the last 10 years of you working your job? You didn't learn nothing?
Yeah.
You don't start from nothing.
Yeah.
If you're stupid, okay. But if you're smart, you never start something new. You never start something new with nothing, right? So
that's right, brother. Speaking about hunger, talk to me about your insane tours
Yeah.
around the world, bro. I have never seen something like you are doing right now. You are every 2 or 3 days taking an airplane into some foreign country, into another continent, like across the ocean.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that people really understand this, because when you do not travel or fly, you say that you want to be traveling the whole time and taking flights, but when you take one flight, I mean, I've been taking like, I don't know, 50,
You travel.
yeah, like 50 to 70
Flights a year.
Yeah.
And you know it's not easy.
Bro, it's I mean, it's being really tired. It's
Man, I was
it's
saying this on a live
exhausting,
stream
bro.
yesterday. I was saying this on a live yesterday. I was telling people on a live. I was telling them, like, you know, I think you guys genuinely look at me, and I like that you brought this up, and you're like, he must love flying. And it's like, okay, wait. Like, I'm a human. You do understand, like, it's only so comfortable a plane can be.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
like whatever you want to say, first class, business class, it's only so comfortable. You know, I have a line with my guys, Josh and Steve, that always travel with me. And if we get a bed, sometimes if you ever travel in Europe and stuff, they have small beds, right?
Yeah.
And we laugh because we say, guys, first class. We say first class. First class. Why? Because I said this would cost $20,000 on Emirates Airlines. This bed that we're sleeping on, this little bed, because we're used to traveling so much, that anything that is a nice lay down, flat surface, cushion bed, it's first class.
Yeah, bro.
It's first class. You know what I mean? Like, you think of when people go to bed at nighttime, they're like, well, I'm not sleeping in a triple king size bed. No, you're sleeping in a first class bed on an airplane right now.
Sure, bro.
A first class. And it makes you sleep like a baby when you think of that. So I say, listen, it's not like I want to travel. It just has to get done. It has to get done. I'm in my period of my life where I say yes. If there's an opportunity to build, develop, build a community, build a relationship, I'm yes. I know my end vision. If I align my heart with the people that are doing business, I will say yes, let's do it. If it benefits you guys, it benefits me, let's do it. So yeah, number one, I say majority of people aren't willing to do it. I also realize this. You know, we're in such a society where people can just get information online and everybody wants to do online things. I said, since everybody's going that direction, I will tie my shoes tighter and get it on an airplane, because that's what's going to differentiate us, people like you and I, doing in-person events, you know, creating a community. I say, listen, you can stay online and watch shows and televisions online. It's great. But at one time, you're going to have to show up in person, because there's a difference between content and community and culture.
Yeah.
You're looking for community and culture. This is what changes people, man. Like, and people are losing this inside of business. The content's good when it's convenient and you're home, right? It's great. Right now, you guys are watching this podcast. It's great. But when it's time to move and there's a community or culture, you got to get around that.
Sure.
You can't consume that online. You have to be around community and culture, and that's why you have to show up to events. That's why I show up to events. And by the way, people don't understand, your offline game helps and supports the online game, because if your offline game,
that's right,
if you're in front of people and people see that online, they start to trust you more. You know, if you and I are in person now, physically doing this podcast, oh, wow, you know, Jorge trusts Daniel, Daniel trusts Jorge. Oh, okay, they're both real. But maybe if we were on Zoom, it still looked like the relationship wasn't real. So I would say the offline game supports the online game. Totally. People like to see people together. They trust you a lot more when they see people at events. So you got to show up to do events. And I just think right now I'm in a period of my life. It's not like I want to do it, but nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to get off on your ass on a plane and put you on a plane for you. So, you know, it's something that I can't, it's like almost like an honor for me to do it.
That's right.
You know, I would never, like, you know, we grew up probably like you grew up like me. Like, it'd be an honor to go train and travel. So why would I say no? Even if 25 people are in, you know, Mexico, yeah, okay, let's do it. Forget about it.
Yeah.
Nobody used to call me before, so I'm gonna do it now. You know.
You're coming from Sydney, like
yeah,
a week ago.
I just came from Sydney, yeah, a few days ago, yeah.
And you are flying to India.
India, back again across the ocean again.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
man. That's crazy.
But again, like, it's nuts. Like, you know, like, why are you going to India? I'm like, well, because first of all, nobody's going to India, number one. And number two, like, I would always dreamed about traveling the world and training business around the world, you know? So why not go do it? Do a little bit things that are a little bit unorthodox.
For sure, bro. And you look like a very healthy person. And in order to be healthy, you have to have good habits. Mm-hmm. But when traveling, schedule messes up like really hard. So what are like the habits that even if you travel or even if you are at home, can perform well?
I had to make sure myself is convinced and sold that traveling is now your life.
Okay, that's
Instead
good.
of saying,
That's good.
Instead of saying I'm traveling, I'm on life mode. Because if you go on travel mode, it's not that it's hard to work out. It's now your brain is in travel mode. So your brain will not look for a gym. Your brain will not look to eat healthy because you're in travel mode. I'm going to Miami. I'm going to Australia. You don't even know it, but subconsciously you're like, I'm traveling, right? So then I just said, no, Daniel, this is life. If 100 to 200 of your days are spent on the road and 100 to 200 days are spent in Miami, it's like, this is all life. This is all life. So number one is making it a must. You know, making physical activity a must instead of a maybe. Staying in momentum instead of trying to get inside of momentum. Staying in the game instead of trying to get back in the game. It's harder. So like, let's say you're in Europe and you can't find a gym. Hey, do you guys have a gym at this hotel? No, we don't. Okay. Stay in the game, Daniel. Just walk up the stairs. Do push-ups on the stairs. Sure. Don't get out. If you get out for one day, it's going to take 2 days, 5 days. And it's so much harder to come in than it is just to do push-ups at home and stay. So my mind is always just stay in momentum. I don't like when people say, I'm getting in momentum. Why did you get out?
Yeah.
Is my question. Like, where did you get out of it?
Okay, yeah.
The message, Daniel, how do I get in momentum? Stop. Here's going to be my question. Where did you fall off of momentum?
Okay.
Why did you get out of it? You have to identify your mindset of why you left momentum, not how you get back in. You don't want to do this. You don't want to get in momentum, get out of momentum. That's a very emotional roller coaster. You're going to quit business. You want to figure out why you've stopped momentum. So that's why I identified. I said, Daniel, it's not how you get to a gym. It's why did you stop going to the gym when you traveled? It's because your mindset said, this is travel. Mm-hmm. So this is why you got out of momentum. I had to figure out why I got out of, not how you get in. You're not like, you're not this energy power plant. How do I generate energy? No, why don't you have energy? No, like, it's better than you don't generate energy. Why do you lose your energy? Who loses your energy for you? You're not this thing that wakes up in the morning. It's like, okay, I got to generate energy because people think that. Like, how do you generate your energy? No, I protect my energy. I don't lose my energy. Mm-hmm. It's not how do I get more of it. It's how don't people steal my energy? How don't people steal my happiness? Instead of trying to get more energy, it's like everybody goes to bed with big dreams and big goals, and they're all energetic to go work their business tomorrow. This is how it works. You go to bed, you're like, I'm going to crush business this week. I'm going to do such a big day tomorrow. And then you wake up the next morning and somebody F's up your day.
Yeah.
So really, you went to bed with great energy sometimes, but then you woke up in the morning and somebody stole your energy. Mm-hmm. So is it more of trying to get energy or is it trying to protect energy?
Okay,
like to me, I always say it's like majority of people's energy relies in other people saying yes or no. This is a big thing inside of business. Like people are only happy because their feelings are dependent on what other people will say to them or do to them. And I say, if you want to win inside a business, true winners are already abundant in their heart and abundant in their mind before any result inside a business. Meaning like, doesn't matter what somebody says to them, they walk out and walk inside a room saying, I'm good regardless.
Yeah.
I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. But people don't have that mentality. Like whether you say yes to me or whether you say no to me today and me and you are doing business, I will be okay.
Yeah.
I'm abundant here. I'm abundant here. I will be fine. And I will never let my happiness be in your hands, whether you say yes or no.
You're
and
not
I will
outside
get more
in, you're inside out.
Correct.
Yeah.
I will always have it. A million people quit on me. I will be abundant here and abundant here. And to me, this is what holds my energy. A lot of people's energy and happiness is in other people's hands.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very bad. Yeah, and you're totally right. Once I heard you that you write down your goals every day.
Yeah.
How important is that?
Yeah, it's a reminder. It's not like you're gonna become a millionaire because you write down your goals. Because people, I'm gonna become a millionaire. I write down my goals. No, what your goals do is a reminder when the distraction comes in. To me, so it's like if we write down our goals, I want to be, or I just want to lose 20 pounds, but you don't write it down in the morning. Then when a hamburger comes your way, you're gonna accept it. Of course, because you're not reminding yourself of the goal. So to me, whatever I don't remind myself of, I will allow anything inside of my life. Everybody that has a goal and has a target, it's just to be on defense when something negative comes in. Yeah. I want to make $1 million. You don't write it down. Then when somebody calls you tonight on a Friday night, you will go out because you're not reminded of the $1 million. For
sure.
That's it. It's just a defense mechanism.
Yeah, bro.
I think success comes to a point of like learning how to say yes and no to certain things. Yeah. So when you don't write your goal down, you don't know what to say yes to. You're not a decisive individual. You play in the maybe zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're in maybe because you don't know what you want inside of life, so you accept everything. You don't like I could show you somebody that is serious about their goals. The ability of how quickly they say yes and no to something. How quick, how fast, bro. You could see, oh my God, this person knows what they want in 2024. When somebody asks them, hey, bro, you down to get dinner tonight? No, I'm not fucking getting dinner. No, I'm not getting dinner. Whoa, bro, why so quick? Oh, because I know what I want. Okay. But you'll see average people be like, yo, man, yeah, like, where are you thinking about? Because I was going to do a little bit of work today. Oh, you're not obsessed with the goal.
That's right.
You're on a maybe still. You know what I mean? It's like you could see people how obsessed they are with their goal. The moment they could say, fuck no, I'm not going no.
Yeah.
Why not, bro? Because I'm obsessed with the goal. I know where I'm going inside of life. You could say no so quickly. And I say, when you don't know what you want, you're indecisive. When you're indecisive, you attract more indecisive people. So what happens, now you get on a telephone call. You don't know this because everything's energy. Of course you know this. You've studied the ways. Yeah. So whoever you are, you will attract. So now you get on a cell phone call, and because now you get on a sales call, and because you're a little bit indecisive, a customer comes on the phone call and they tell you, let me think about it.
Sure.
Yeah, because you're indecisive.
Sure.
You said, let me think about dinner tonight with your friend. So now you fucking get on a phone call and somebody says, let me think about it. And you're like, well, why can't people make a decision? Because you can't make a freaking decision. It's like you become the dream prospect that you always wanted inside of your business, right? So I always say, you want people to act fast. You want people to be decisive and say yes or no. Say yes or no quickly. And the only reason why you could say yes or no quickly is you know what you want inside of life.
For sure.
You got to get to yes, no quickly. This year, I think it's a year of saying, learn how to say no, learn how to say yes quickly.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing about reminding yourself about your goals, people would love that someone told to them what to do and how to do it every day and remind them about their goals. But that's not going to happen because in your life, you are in boss mode.
Yes.
So it would be easier if someone tells you what to do all the time.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen because the person that has the best interest in you is you.
You have to watch yourself.
For sure.
Always. Yesterday, I'm on a live stream and I said, hey guys, nobody's going to look to the left and right of you. And I was saying that, I was jogging, I was running, I was doing a run and I'm on my live stream.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm running on the street. And as I was saying that line, I said, nobody's going to look for you. A car. So imagine I'm running here, right? And there's a stop sign for the car to stop here.
Yeah.
I don't trust in other people's abilities.
For sure.
I trust in my own abilities.
Yeah.
So what do? I don't look how the car moves. I look at people's eyes when I'm running. The driver's eyes, bro. I look at your eyes. So when you're parked here, I look at you looking this way. I'm not looking at the fucking car. If I look at the car stops, so it's tricking you. I'm looking at your eyes. Oh, I noticed he didn't look this way. So if you didn't look this way to see that a runner's coming, you're going to go like this to make the turn.
Yeah.
Because I didn't look at your eyes.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not looking at your eyes, I'm looking at the car, it's tricking you. The car stops. So you're like, okay, let me run in front of the car. No. But the driver didn't look right.
Yeah.
And because the driver didn't look right, you're going to get hit. As I'm saying, guys, watch yourself inside life. The driver makes a left turn. And I'm right beside the driver. And as he's making the left turn, just about to hit me, I tap on his car and I smile. I tap on the back of his car and I'm like, look, the guy almost just killed me. But I knew. I knew he didn't look right.
For sure.
I get almost killed 24/7. People are crazy out here driving, right? I say nobody's going to look for you inside of life. They'll run you over. Nobody's going to look to the left and right of you. Nobody's going to come and pick you back up and help you throughout life. And the people that do, like when you complain to people and they're like, oh, it's okay. It's like, do you really want that? Do you want pittiness?
Yeah, no.
Is that why you started your business? Like, oh, bro, it's going to be okay? Or do you want somebody to say, shut up, bro, keep working?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want, a shoulder to... I like when Elon Musk said, he said, if you want encouragement, don't get inside a business. And I said, fuck, that's so good. What a good line. Like, he's like, really, like, I know people love encouragement and support. It's great. But he's like, don't come into business.
No.
You'll get it. You'll get it sometimes. But if you're coming for that and you want that early on, don't get inside a business. It's so discouraging sometimes in the beginning places. Like, you almost got to anticipate that. It's like, you know, when you get inside of your business and you like realize you contact your 8 friends and then your 8 friends say no to you and you're like, what the heck? Nobody wants to buy from me. It's like, yeah, okay, now you got to build a business off of value and not people feeling bad for you. You know, don't build a business just off your warm market. Now you got to understand maybe your warm market doesn't need you. You don't need to build a business off of people feeling bad for you. You want to build a business off of solving problems and your cold marketplace respects you. And that's how you build $1 million business, not off your friends feeling bad for you. Whether they do business with you or they don't do business with you, You don't want to build a business off people supporting you. You want to build a business off of value. That's how you build $1 million business, not off of support. Some people come inside a business and they're like, why don't my friends support me? My friends support me. Your friends got their own problems. And just because you're even thinking like that, it shows you how small you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I never got inside of my business and said, I need fucking support from my family or my friends. I wasn't thinking that small. That's only 8 people. 8 people is not going to make me $1 million a month. So I never went into business saying, oh, I need to get support from my family or friends. They got their own problems, number one. Number two, I don't want to build a business off of support, pittiness, because somebody feels bad for me. I want to build a business where I solve a problem, I solve somebody's problem inside of life, and I make a shit ton of money. That's how I build a business. I want to go to my cold marketplace, and I can make a shit ton of more money there for 2 reasons. I solve a problem, number one, and number two, there's just a lot more people.
Yeah.
There's a lot more people. Why just go to the warm marketplace? Maybe you only have 7 friends like me. Go to the cold market. They have so many people inside of the cold marketplace. So I always say, don't start business because of encouragement.
Bro, and when you started selling, what was the first paycheck that goes beyond your imagination? Like the first big
$850 my first night.
Okay. In your first night.
My first night,
selling.
I came home. They paid you in cash in the direct sales job, right? Mm-hmm. I came home, and I didn't even you were able to build out a team, too, in this company. It was just me producing. Of course, it was my first night, so it was personal commissions, obviously, right? Just your own commissions off your own doors. I came home at nighttime. I made $600 in commissions, and because I was third that day, they paid you like a $250 bonus. I came home. I didn't know how much I made because I didn't care. I was just focused on how many homes can I sell. So I had all this money in my pocket like this, Canadian money. Like I went back home to my dad. I'm like, oh, okay, let's count all this money, right? They gave me a $250 bonus. They say I sold the most homes.
Yeah.
Third most homes. So they gave me $250, but I still didn't know how much I sold. So I went home and I was counting with my dad, and my dad said, that's $850. How much do you have to pay them back? I said, no, this is all mine.
Yeah.
He said, you made $850 today? I said, yeah. And I said, okay, wait. I'm sold. I don't need to see anything more. Because I said, it's a sign that it works. Because everybody's like, go to school, get a job to make money. I said, why? I just won this game of money. If people are saying, I said, what else do I need to see? I just won this game of money. I am sold. I'm convinced this works. So I didn't run by the sign. I say in life, you get so many signs inside of life. And that was my first sign that it works. Mm-hmm. And I think some people run through the signs. Like that was the first sign. Hey, Daniel, it works. Abuse the sign enough times, you don't get the signs anymore in life. Mm-hmm. I said, Daniel, this is a sign that maybe this is right for you. Keep doing it. Yeah. Some people, they'll post on social media. They'll make a sale. Somebody will reply back to them on their post. They make a sale in the next week off that post. And then they go to bed. And then they get discouraged. And I say, you walked by the sign. Why didn't you post every single day then? If you already made $1 off a post, keep posting. That's a sign that it works. For sure. It's not a sign that it doesn't work. It's a sign that it works. You know?
So, yeah, it's evidence.
Yeah, it's evidence that it works.
Yeah, for sure. Why do you think many people suck at sales?
Why do people suck at sales? They don't want to train. They don't want to do it enough, and they don't want to train. They don't want to do it enough, and they don't want to train. Because I sucked at sales, and my manager said, just do it more and keep training every single day. Number one. Number two, they're scared of what will happen when somebody tells them no. They don't suck at sales. I'll give you an example. If a guy thinks a girl is beautiful, and he goes up to the girl and he's like, oh, I want to go up to the girl, right? I want to approach her. Right? It's a sales. I want to approach somebody. You won't go up to that girl because you're not scared about going up to her. You're scared of what she says when she tells you no.
Yeah.
Or the thought of even thinking about
it.
So in sales, you're not scared of going up to somebody. You're scared of how they're going to respond to you. And I said, when you master when people tell you no, your fear eliminates. And then you go up to everybody.
That's right.
Like, because then you're like, oh, it's a game. Yeah. Tell me you don't have money. Tell me you need to think about it. Please tell me you need to speak to your wife. Tell me you need to speak to your parents. Tell me you don't do things like this. Tell me it's a scam. Tell me you work in a pyramid. It's like, give it to me.
Yeah.
But when you don't have that, you're almost like, oh, no, I'm not going to go up to people. So you're scared. And then you're like, I just suck at sales. I'm introverted. No, you're just scared of what people tell you when they say no. And because you haven't trained it, it makes you scared. So now you say, I suck at sales.
Bro, when I wasn't selling, I started selling since the network marketing industry at 21. But before, I convinced myself that I was very bad at selling. And I'm sure like 99% of people convince themselves
that they're bad at sales.
Yeah, without even trying. And one of my issues before, and I want you to try to unpack this, is people feels uncomfortable taking money from people.
Uh-huh.
Why do you think that happens?
Taking money from people.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they're not doing a service for the other individual.
Oh, that's right.
So they feel like the other individual is spending money instead of investing money.
Okay.
And when you feel like somebody's spending money, of course you're going to say, well, like, no, I don't want to take this money from the person, because you don't feel like the person, you don't have belief that the person's life can actually be changed.
That's
you
right.
still have a disbelief about your own business. So of course, when you go ask for money, you will have a disbelief about that too as well. Number one. Number two, I think in what you don't repeat, you will get scared of. So I'll give you an example. Imagine your program is $5,000, right? And you're like, well, man, I don't know if I can, get $5,000 from this person. Maybe it's also you just have a fear of saying the money. Saying it's one thing too. Like imagine, dude, you have a few packages in your company and one is high. Let's say it's $2,000.
Okay.
If you don't repeat 2,000 to the mirror, you will always say 200. Your brain is used to saying this. You're not going to go to 2,000. So I always say, if you have a money issue sometimes, number one, you have to believe that the product's worth it. Number two, you might even have to say the money in front of the mirror.
Okay.
You might have to go in
That's
front of the mirror.
tip.
Yeah, you might have to go in front of the mirror and start saying, my price is 2,000. The price of our premium elite package is $2,000. And say it to the mirror 1,000,000 times, because what you don't repeat to the mirror, you won't repeat to a customer. You'll be scared.
That's
You'll be like,
right.
oh, because if it hasn't come out of your mouth, it's not comfortable. So I always say, get comfortable with saying your top packages and your top prices. Be comfortable with just saying it. So I said, oh, that's right. So when somebody asked me a question and I was closing on consulting and rates, etc., I'm like, oh, I just got to get comfortable with saying another price. Because the moment I'm a little bit uncomfortable, my client can feel it.
Okay.
And the only reason why I'm uncomfortable, I haven't said it to the mirror enough times. So I started role playing with it. Daniel, how much does it cost for you to train our company? $50,000. Before I would say 500 maybe. And I just had to keep saying it. It's $50,000. Where do you want me to send out the invoice?
You have to be also willing to take the risk to take the risk to lose the sale.
Correct. Sure.
To not get the commission.
Correct. Yeah, but you got to, again, that's becoming abundant in the heart, saying regardless of whether they say yes
That's right.
or they say no, I'm good. I will be good if everybody doesn't buy from me, I will still go make money tomorrow. And I go on every single stage that I do. And I say, guys, I'm going to tell you guys one thing. Because I'm a difficult trainer. I don't give it to people easy. I say, if all 1,000 people of you guys don't like me, tomorrow I will go make money. Regardless if you guys don't like me or not. And that's why I'm going to do so good today training you guys. Because whether you guys love me or you guys don't love me, tomorrow I will figure out how to make money. I will be okay. But some people will come up on the stage. They'll be nervous because they'll say, these people have to love me. These people, I say, I'm going to be okay. I'm going to learn how to sell somebody something. I'm going to learn how to impact somebody. I'm going to learn how to trade them. So however you guys feel at the end of this training, whether you love me or hate me, tomorrow I will go make money. Because I know I'm going to be abundant regardless of whether you guys love me or whether you guys freaking hate me. I'm going to be okay. And everything falls in line after that. Because that's my mentality. That's truly and honestly my mentality. I say I can't lose inside of life. Why? I never had that stage in the first place. I never lose something that I've never had. Mm-hmm. I said, guys, I've never had you as an audience. How do I lose you? I've never had you as prospects. I said, if you look at me when I was a baby, I was 9 pounds. To the day I die, I don't lose nothing. I'm in profit to the day I die. To the day I die, everything is money.
That's
everything
right.
is profit. When I came in the world, I had nothing. When I die with nothing. Throughout my whole life, everything in the between of my life is profit. I don't lose nothing.
That's right.
I don't lose nothing inside of my life. So I say, it's like, well, man, I'm scared to go up to this person. Okay, well, let me ask you a question. You're scared to message the person. You're scared to go up to the person. You're scared to talk to them. Yes. Because you feel like you're going to lose something. But that person was never your business partner. They were never your prospect. You never had them as a customer. So you never lose them. You can't lose something that you've never had inside of life.
Yeah.
So I say, you know what's beautiful about business and prospecting and sales? You're never in a negative. You can't be in a negative. It's impossible. You know what's beautiful about social media? You can't post on social media and go negative views.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't lose. So even, oh man, the post did really bad. To what? You never had social media in the first place.
Everything adds up.
It's all a game. You know, it's all building blocks.
Yeah, for sure. You've been in the sales industry for so many years now, and I'm sure that you have known and also trained very successful people at sales. Tell me, is it possible for a salesman to earn more money than a CEO of a large company here in America?
Yeah, 150%. Yeah, of course. I think, I think sales is the best profession in the world because it's unlimited. It's uncapped. And you got to control your income. you control it through your work ethic, you know?
Yeah.
Like you control it. And I think, you know, we've seen salespeople make $1 million plus a month. You've seen it. People inside of your organization make
for sure.
7 figures plus a month inside of sales. And if you go ask them, hey, bro, why don't you start your own company? They would look at you and say, are you freaking crazy?
Yeah.
Are you crazy? What do you mean start my own company? Dude, you see what I'm doing inside of sales with my team? Why the heck would I start my own company? I get a focus. My company does everything for me. They make the labels. They make the website. They do the systems, the operation. They say, hey, Bob, go do this. And you can get paid a shit ton. Why would I ever leave? You got to learn one skill set. Prospecting and mastering why people say no to your business, and you make millions of freaking dollars. Of course, yeah. I think I've said it a million times. You know this. I think more people gotta own and love their profession that they're in. If they're in network marketing, sales, direct sales, it's like, don't be ashamed don't hide behind the profession.
That's right.
Own it, man. Hey, listen, I'm a network marketer. I'm a direct sales rep. I'm a real estate rep. Whatever it is, it's like everything you do in the world took a sale. If you're selling homes, man, I don't like salespeople. Good. Where are you complaining from? A telephone. Somebody had to sell that telephone to you. No, they didn't. Yes. Somebody somewhere down the road sold something to somebody to get that cell phone inside of your heads. You're sleeping in a home. Somebody sold you the apartment that you're sleeping in, right? So it's like, don't hide behind it when you can make the most money. Be proud of your profession.
Why do you think that people allow other people's opinions? I mean, because that's very true in our profession. That I don't know, you start network marketing, and the first problem is that you do not make any money.
Yeah.
But then once you do a little money, I mean, in the first scenario, the haters tell you like you're not making any money, but then you start making some money, and then the haters tell you, but you're not an entrepreneur, and some people let that like hurt them or damage their identity. Why do people allow that?
Because they don't realize that in life, you'll never please the whole crowd. Mm-hmm. It's impossible. And you go through this whole life feeling that everybody has to say yes to you and be on board with you. And in reality, it's like, you will never please everybody inside of your life. It's impossible. And when I started to realize, I said, Daniel, focus on the people that want to win, want to grow, and that's it. Because there's going to always be people to the left and right of you that will, and it gets worse and worse. It doesn't get better and better. Some people think when I make more money, it's going to be a lot more support. Sometimes it gets worse. Yeah. Because more money, more attention, sometimes more attention, more hate, whatever the case is. It's like, dude, focus on the people that want to win. Focus on the people that want to grow, because you'll never please the whole crowd. That's how life is. You know, it's like you won't please all sides of the stadium. You will go crazy in life trying to make everybody happy. And then you realize like, oh shit, I'm empty inside of life. I try to make my mom happy, that person on Instagram happy, and my manager happy, and I haven't made myself happy. It's like, are you happy doing what you're doing? You know, did you make yourself happy? Focus on the people that want to win and want to grow. It's just like, when you don't know, listen, the way I see it is this, man. When you don't know what you want and who you want to serve, everybody could distract you.
Okay.
And I'll give you a good example. I've never got demotivated from hate, okay? And I got a lot of hate. Like, if you were to refresh my Instagram right now on my stories or on my notifications, I'll probably have a hate comment that we just block delete. We know I never respond back to just block delete, right? Yeah. Whether I do it or somebody on my team does it. And I say the reason why I'm not sensitive to hate is because I know exactly who I want to serve. And I'll tell you what I mean. I just don't want to serve salespeople. Of course, I train salespeople. But I know what type of salespeople I want to serve. I want to serve the people that don't want to make little money. I want to serve the people that are okay with being a little bit uncomfortable and they want to make 6, 7 figures, 7 figures plus. They want to make a lot of money. Those are the people. So I'm okay even with people inside of sales not liking me because I know who I want inside of sales. Okay. I even know the specific type of personality inside of my industry that I want to serve. Yeah. So I'm not clouded by people that are lazy and want to make 5 figures a year inside of sales. Nope, that's not for me. So you're allowed to hate on me. I'm okay with it. I know who I want to serve. So when you're not focused on who you want to serve, anybody can distract you. So I say you don't even know who you want to impact. That's why you get discouraged when one person quits your team, because you're allowing somebody that you never even wanted to really serve inside a business that was lazy. You're letting them cloud your work ethic. Yeah. It's like you didn't even want to serve that person, but you didn't write down, these are the people that I want to serve. They work hard every single day. They show up every single day. This is their personality. This is what they want. These are these people. Right. That person hating on me, is that person? Probably not. Then forget about it.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Definitely. Brother, what's the difference between marketing or branding, we can mix that in the same word, versus sales.
Yeah.
What are the difference between those two?
Marketing and branding, getting somebody to show up. Sales is getting them to say yes. So,
Okay.
and marketing and branding is the trust game. And when marketing and branding is high and it's strong, meaning it makes sales easier. So people understand that marketing and branding is important, because the better you are at marketing branding, the less convincing you have to do inside of sales.
That's right.
The less selling you have to do.
Yeah.
Because you're already in rapport with the customer.
Yeah.
So if you are your marketing brand, hey, by the way, you're already in rapport. So what you say is a little bit more true. So I say marketing and branding support sales, and sales is the ability to get somebody to say yes, even when they come in skeptical through marketing and branding. It's now your job as a salesperson to figure out why they're skeptical, figure out their pains or problems, and turn them into a yes. And I think sales, any great salesperson is the person that can close somebody after that person says no.
Yeah.
And before that, I say you're just an information provider. You're still a marketer and a brander. Mm-hmm. You're still a marketer and brander when you quit when somebody says no. So a salesperson has the ability to take somebody from a no to a yes.
Okay.
That's what a salesperson is. Before that, you're just still a marketer and a brander. But I think you got to go 100 now in today's day and age. I think you got to go 100 in both. Like sales and marketing. The better you are at sales and marketing, the better you are at branding and marketing, it makes sales easier. People have to understand this.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you're supposed to get weaker at sales. It just makes sales a lot easier. People come in with rapport. Like your brand enters the door before you do.
Yeah. Bro, I respect you so much, because you have built a really strong brand in a very competitive industry.
Space,
I mean, who is not teaching about sales nowadays?
Yeah.
How did you pull that off, bro?
You know, I've stayed focused on never ever stopping, never taking a day off. I've never taken a day off inside of my business. Like, I don't know, I can't remember the day I said, today I did not.
Do you feel bad if you do not work?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. I said, you know what, man? I'll be honest with you. Okay. You know, when you say, you know, there's a lot of people that are, you know, they do a lot of sales training, blah, blah. Yeah, but I've seen everybody sell other things too. Like I've so focused on sales training that you'll never see Daniel G do anything else but training sales.
Yeah.
And I've seen people sell a little bit of that, sell a little bit of this, get involved in that, get involved in this. Mark my words, for the last 5 years going forward, you'll be like, oh shit, the guy still sells his same sales training course. He's still doing sales training. He still doesn't work for any single organization. He's still Daniel G selling sales, training sales 24/7. And eventually majority of people just quit. Like, I don't even got to beat people. Like, I see people give up before I even smash the competition.
Yeah.
He's going to do something else this week. He can't beat me.
Wow.
He can. I see network marketers do the same shit. They get a little bit good and they start promoting and selling some other things. I'm like, somebody else is going to kill them. They're going to be, as much as you want to say you're good, there's somebody else right behind you that's staying focused on network marketing. It's going to smash you and they're going to beat you.
And who were your mentors? You talk about Brian Tracy. You read
those guys growing up. Like, I mean, they weren't direct mentors, but I used to read a lot of sales books growing up, of course. And other than that, just probably my grandfather. You know, I didn't have really people that built out what I built out inside of my life. I couldn't really go to people for advice because nobody's built out what I wanted to build out. A lot of the guys were super old, man, like super old. They were done from the sales training space. They either went on to go sell other things or they literally died and they passed away, you know? So I watched their moves. I've watched the way they moved their business. Like some of the greats and the old timers, I didn't just watch what they say. Like some people on YouTube are just watching and they're studying. And I'm like, okay, how did this guy build out their business? How did they form relationships? What did they do? How did they build it? How did they market, etc.? So I watched people too. Like I didn't just watch what they said. I watched how they moved. Mm-hmm. You know, I watched how they marketed and branded and built relationships, etc. The greats inside of the space, you know? So, I don't think a mentor has to be directly that you have to talk to. I love observing and studying people.
Wow.
You know?
You learn by seeing.
Yeah, by seeing how people operate their businesses. Not just what they tell us, because that's great too. What Brian Tracy tells you is great. But it's like, how did he build out his career? Oh, okay, I seen he would release a book and he would do this and then he would do these stages. He'd be in, he trained that industry. Ah, interesting. Why did he train that industry? Was there more people in that industry? Etc. Right? So. Because
I feel you like a guy that doesn't necessarily have a script of what is correct to say, but that is really convinced of what you're trying to sell
Yeah.
onto
Yeah.
me or other people. So that's why you will winning always.
Yeah, I think it's more of just having like just being knowledgeable of what you're talking about. It doesn't have to be sequential. Like everybody's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's like just know your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best thing. Like just know your stuff. Like I know my stuff. If somebody asks me something about sales, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know, like on stage, these are my 15 points. You've seen me. I trained your teams. It's not I have like a PowerPoint presentation.
Sure. Yeah.
Like I'm just going off flow. And the thing is, it's like that's what influence is. That's what human communication is. People like people that aren't scripted.
Yeah.
The human mind loves that. You know, I said, who are the best speakers when I was growing up? And I said, oh, like even like if you go watch somebody like Gary Vee, you'll start to realize like when he was early on in the career and he was speaking a lot, I started to watch him. I said, this is what people like. He goes on stage and he talks. He doesn't have 15 different PowerPoint presentations. People love that. That's why you're so connecting with humans. You know, like they're like, oh wow, this guy's having a conversation with us.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, there's no script here, and you're so in awe by it. But the reason why he can do that because he knows his stuff so well about marketing. He knows marketing and branding so well, so he can talk for hours on it. Right? The more notes you gotta have, maybe you don't know your stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
That's great, brother. So I come to the conclusion that you, for I don't know what reason I want to ask you, you know the network marketing industry very well. Last time that we had a training with my team, you knew about the ranks and the compensation plan.
Of course.
And I know that you talked to dozens of companies all around the world the whole year. Have you ever been involved into the network marketing industry, or how do you understand because I have been trained by sales people, and sales is one thing, but network marketing, it's not sales. I always tell this to my team. Network marketing is first, the first like stage is selling, but after the sell, then starts the work. There's leadership,
the work,
starts the real work, and salespeople does not end to understand that. They just want to sell and say goodbye, and that's it. How did you understand the network marketing industry so well?
I guess I just took more and more interest. The more I started training when I was young, sales, direct selling, I would always find interest in like, okay, show me more about that compensation plan. Oh, okay. This is how, oh, that's that level, And I would just, you know, the more, I think it's just a level of interest and obsession to, you know, I don't like going in blindfolded. Blindfolded means like any training that I do, whether it's solar, real estate, network marketing, I want to know it. And I almost want to know it better than the leaders know it. I want to explain it better than the leaders can explain it. This has just been me. I said, okay, why can't this team move? Oh, because the leader doesn't know how to explain it. How do I explain it better than the leader can explain it to their people? That's why I look at it. Like, how do I show these people how simple it is? How much of a breakdown it is? Better, because I know if I can explain it better to them, they can explain it better to somebody else.
Yeah.
Right? So I always make the complex things look so simple.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard for network marketers to sell because they just don't know how to explain it correctly. They've never been explained it correctly.
Yeah.
Right? So I have to make them take a step back and say, what is this truly? Like, what are the different levels and what are you selling? Oh, wow. Was that easy to think of it like that? Okay, now I can go and explain it to a customer.
Yeah.
Because, you know, a confused mind, if a confused mind can't understand something, how are they going to sell it? A confused mind can't buy and a confused mind can't sell. So, like a confused mind, if you're confused about your compensation plan, it's going to be super hard for you to sell a network marketing opportunity to somebody. Yeah. If you don't understand your compensation plan at all, like completely at all, I'm not saying, okay, if I were to join your business, I might not understand all the volume in the beginning, okay? I might not understand the CV. I might not understand all the points in the beginning. That's normal. That's normal. Like, no, if I'm Samantha and I join your business, okay, I shouldn't understand exactly inside of the compensation plan. But you should understand when you go out into the marketplace the way it works. Not every little intricacy, like meaning like, oh, at this rank, to get from platinum 5,000 to get to chairman 10, you need to do da. Okay, maybe you don't need to know that, but you need to understand the way network marketing works.
Yeah.
Like, okay, first, you could just be literally a customer and trade. Second, you can literally refer people. Or third, you could build like a virtual brokerage around the world or a franchise of sales of trainers and leaders, et cetera. Like, you got to know the levels of network marketing, how it works. So when somebody asks you, right, you could show them the 3 different stages of network marketing. You know, you could be a customer, You could be a sales rep, like you said, or you could be a leader leading other sales reps.
Yeah.
If you don't understand that branch, how it works, then of course somebody will come up to you and be like, oh, is it one of those pyramid things? Because you don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
But nobody calls real estate brokerages a pyramid.
Yeah.
Like a real estate brokerage works just like network marketing. It literally works the same way, dude. Nobody's talking about this. But in real estate, what do? You can either buy a house, right? Live in the home. You're a customer. Same with network marketing. I can buy your product. I'm a customer. Yeah. Or stage number 2, you could buy the house, love the house, and start selling houses and get paid a direct commission. Same thing with you. Or in real estate, the third level, you could buy the house, love the house, start selling houses and say, you know what? Maybe I want to open up a real estate brokerage. And when other sales reps sell the houses, the broker gets paid. Same thing with real estate. It's the exact same thing.
It's the same.
But when you don't understand that simple, the only thing that people don't understand is like what blows their mind is the compensation plan, because like it's the bonuses. People don't understand how much money they can get paid when they lead a lot of people. They don't understand. The same thing would happen in real estate if you lead a lot of people. If you lead tens of thousands of people in real estate, yes, you're making more than $1 million a month. Of course you are, dude. It's just that people they can't fathom their mind to say, oh, wait. Like when they see one of your levels, I won't say anything like of your compensation plan, but when they see the top level of the compensation plan, they'd be like, well, no, that's impossible. No, dude. You just don't understand. If that was in any business and you led 50,000 people, you would get paid the same amount of money.
Yeah, definitely.
Like if you're the CEO that has a 50,000 employees, you're making that much money.
That's right.
You're making like if you lead 50 to 100,000 people, you're making millions of dollars every single year. So it's just that what confuses people is the compensation plan. And I think the only reason the compensation plan confuses people is because that part of the compensation plan that pays out a lot of bonuses is because there's 2 ways of investment that network marketers they don't use their money. It's like, number 1, the CEO doesn't pay you guys a salary, so he can reinvest all that money back into bonuses, the people that work the hardest. Yeah. That's number 1. All the money that's not paid into salaries, you have it as bonus money. Yeah. And then number 2, your money's spent on paying the leaders as marketers and promoters. Yeah. Instead of paying an advertisement, you pay hire and promotions and marketing. So it's all combined. You're getting money for sales, marketing, promotion, leadership. That's right. Not getting paid a salary. The bonuses are bigger for the people that actually work hard, So it you know why I love network marketing? I'll tell you why. It incentivizes actually the people that are consistent and work. That's why.
That's true.
And the people that hate on it are the people that quit on it.
Yeah.
Because it only incentivizes hard workers. A true business, garbage in, garbage out. It's super stupid where people are like, well, people at the top only make money. And I say, why do you let that objection demotivate you? That's so stupid. Of course. It's like, where do you find a business where you could be the laziest fucking person in the world and make the most money and you're at the bottom of the business? Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course, somebody that leads the biggest team, works their ass off for 10 years. Yes, Alex in your company should be making the most money.
For sure.
How does it make sense that Bob should come in and work a year and make more than Alex? It doesn't make sense. Yes, of course, the person with the biggest team works their ass off, should make the most money. The objection doesn't even make sense. Like, no, but only people at the top make money. Okay, so you show me a business where you could be the laziest, work for 6 months, and make the most money. When you show me that, I'll join your business.
There's none.
I'll pay.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are people arguing? Like, there's no argument here. It's like, you work the most, you build the biggest, you make the most money, just like any other business.
That's it.
It just literally gives you the ability to build. Like, some people don't have that ability, bro. That's why people don't understand it. It's like, sometimes you're a great sales rep in a company and you can't even freaking build. That's why I had to leave my company, dude. I had to leave. I'm like, I'm so good at this thing. Let me go build a business. I was so good at selling. I'm like, what the fuck? This is getting boring. I can make a little bit more, but that's it. I don't have time. Yeah. Like, the last thing I can wrap this up with is, like, even when you're a good sales rep, you're still trading your time for money. I'll tell you why. Because you still have to sell and you still have to get paid. Money does not equal freedom. And we've been taught this, that money equals freedom. For a very small amount of people, it could. Maybe great investors, that built up a massive company with or great investments in real estate. But in reality, I'll tell you what equals freedom. Because I can sell this and get paid money. Sell this and get paid more money. And I'm making money. But I have to keep selling this, right? So what actually equals freedom? Because I can't still be on a beach. No, what equals freedom? People. When
That's
I can
right.
teach people how to sell this, I have a little bit more time now. That equals true freedom. But in reality, if you can't leave your business and people grow your business without you, you don't have a fucking business. People don't understand that. You don't have freedom. If you leave your business and your business dies without you, you don't have a business.
That's true.
You have the perception of building a business, but you don't have a business. I say, what equals freedom? It's when you could teach people how to do the job better than you can even freaking do the job.
Yeah.
And they're doing the job when you leave the job. That's what creates freedom. Because that creates time. Time creates leverage. Leverage equals freedom, right? Majority of the time. So it's always interesting to me. It's like, if you truly want freedom, you have to find other people that want to work with you.
Yeah. That's very, very powerful. So you train many companies around the world, and very successful network marketers. What do you think are the top traits that make them successful?
They always stay in the most basic mode. And it's funny because sometimes you see them trying to switch it up and they're like, oh shit, what worked in the beginning? Let's just go back to that.
Yeah.
This. It's
That's
like,
so
okay,
true.
Let's go. You're trying to do these new things. Like, okay, new strategy. Like, okay, dude, what worked? Oh, putting people in fucking hotel rooms worked. Let's put people back in hotel rooms. Just go back to the basics, So I think the number one trait is just it's so laser focused, probably on 3 to 5 activities that just built the business. Instead of trying to do 5 to 6 new activities, it's just you stay focused on the things that built your business. You repeat what works, you delete what doesn't. So the traits I think of any great sales leader in every single organization, I just seen them, number one, work with people that want to work inside of the business.
Okay.
Collaborate a lot. Not be scared of who to partner up with, who to rub shoulders with, never stop recruiting. I think sometimes the top leaders, they have a trait inside of them where they'll recruit everybody, anybody, and they don't judge up, they don't judge down, they just recruit everybody and anybody. A great trait of a leader, and that's what got them in their position in the first place, that they were never scared to recruit somebody that was a little bit better than them.
See.
It's like sometimes you're like, but when I get to that position, then I'll go recruit that individual. No, you become that individual by recruiting that individual right now. You get to that position by recruiting that individual right now. You get to the position, the top position, by recruiting somebody maybe that's a little bit better than you, right? So leaders won't tell you this, but sometimes they had to recruit people that were a little bit stronger than them, you know, and just stepping into the role of saying no, I have to recruit this individual in order to get to where I want to get inside of my
recruit
business.
Up. We call it recruit up.
Recruiting up. And it's like you don't judge, but you were just recruit everybody and anybody. Everybody's recruitable, prospectable, and closable. That's life. It's just some people, it's not the right time for them.
Yeah.
But they just, this as well, they just don't judge when they go inside the marketplace,
Bro, what would you say that, give us your best 2 or 3 tips for networkers to start closing more deals?
Networkers to start closing more deals. Number 1 is mastering why people say no to the product. That's the first one that I said. So understand, what are the number 1 things when people don't buy from you? What are they telling you when they don't buy for you? Master those things. So what are they saying when they hang up a phone call? Number 1. Number 2, put more focus on the attempts, meaning not more focus on the follow-up, more focus on the attempts on the first call. The attempts means this. When you've heard this saying, you got to follow up 5, 6, 7 times in order to close a deal.
Yeah.
Fortune's in the follow-up. And what I started to say was this. Fortune's in the attempt, in the amount of attempts you do on the first call.
Okay.
Because if you always say fortune's on the follow-up, then you're going to quit on the first call. And that, you can't close deals. Because then they get inside of that world, and that world's scary. That world judges. That world hates. That world, the more time you give somebody to think about it, that world will sell them out of it. It'll think them out of it. So I say fortune's in the amount of attempts that you do on one call. How many times do you try to close somebody on one call? 3, 4, 5 times? If you try to close somebody 0 times, 1 time, of course you're going to have to follow up with them 4 to 5 times. Fortune's in the amount of attempts, the amount of times that you try. So when you get somebody to a call, it's like a blessing to have that individual on the call. Try to close them 4 to 5 times. Don't just try once. Try going at it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And I think the last tip I have is this, is continuously stay in motion for anybody in business, meaning keep your targets increasing every single month. Don't write down on your goals, I want to make $10,000 a month this year. No, I want to make $10,000 this month, but $15,000 next month and $20,000 the next month. Because if you stay at a goal for too long, it will become part of your identity.
Oh, that's right.
If I ask the majority of people watching this, hey guys, how long have you been stuck at your rank for or your commission check? whether you're in direct sales or network marketing, whatever, for 7 months. Okay, how much are you making? I'm making $7,000 a month or $10,000 a month. So you've been stuck at 10,000. Your business, chairman 10. You've been stuck at $10,000 a month for how long, Sally? 7 months. Oh, you don't know something just happened. That has become part of your identity. Mm-hmm. You have now become that. You don't even know that is just part of your life. And just to get to the next rank, you would be so fucking excited. Yeah. Because that's what you think you broke the system, but you haven't. You're still in it. So you think you're like, yo, I've cracked the system. I'm chairman 10. I'm making $10,000 a month. I broke the system. No, you've been at the same rank for 7 months. And if you get $1,000 more, you're going to be excited. That's exactly what they do in corporate America. I'm going to keep this person at this salary for so long. And if I give them a bonus, they're going to get so freaking excited.
Oh, shit.
And we do this. We think we broke the system inside of sales. You're like, well, I've been making $5,000. I work for nobody. I'm making $10,000. I work for nobody. No, you haven't. Your income has been the same. And you got into the business not to stay at the same income. You got into this business to keep jumping income. So I say, you know how scary it is to keep your income the same for a year? It's going to become part of your identity. You're going to identify with the income that you made every single month. So don't stay at the same income. Try to constantly increase your income. Don't make it part of your identity, or your whole life will surround it. You'll start buying cars based on what you're making right now. You'll start buying houses based on what you're making right now. It's like, no, you buy shit based on what you think you're going to make in a year. Not based on what you're making right now. I don't plan on making the same income right now that I do in 6 months. Yeah. That I do next month, man. I'm not thinking about, like, whatever I'm saying right now, I'm like, dude, I'm going to double next month. I'm going to try to double next month. I don't want to make the same income. I know it's scary. I know people get in comfort zones because they've been stuck at the same income for 4 years. Even if you could just keep it in motion, level it up, even if it's $1, even if it's $1, don't identify with this income. Make a little bit of a progress. That's true. Even if it's not a 10, 100 times jump, just keep increasing it every single month. 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, 13,000. And I'm going to give you guys a tip. If you're at 10,000 a month right now, okay, next month just say, I got to get to 11,000. Even if you didn't hit 10,000, still keep the target at 11,000 in February. Okay. Don't say, oh, I didn't hit 10,000. No, keep it at 11,000. So you're on track. Keep it. Don't drop it the next month. Keep it at 11,000. The next month, 13,000. But Daniel, I didn't hit 10 and 11,000 on January and February. It's good. Keep March at 13,000. Keep it there. Don't move it down. Keep progressing it. In your head, you've hit it. Don't worry. You've hit 10 and 11,000. Keep progressing it. You know, don't keep it the same. Wow. It's boring. It's boring. You constantly got to play this game with yourself. I think this is what top income earners do.
That hit me very, very, very deeply. Yeah, you're totally right. Bro, you have a convention, a sales convention coming up. In March. Talk about that.
Yeah, I just decided this year was very hard to run an event. I try to run an event every single year. 2023 was actually, like, I wasn't just saying this. It was physically impossible to run an event. Mm-hmm. I looked at my calendar last year in like March, and I'm like, all right, guys, when are we going to run an event? I just need 3 to 4 months to promote it. I don't need the whole year. I just need 3 to 4 months for a couple thousand people, whatever. I don't need a whole year. I have a good audience. I have a good community. We'll sell it out. And I'm like, holy shit, I don't have time to promote this thing. I literally don't have like an open few weeks to do this thing. So 2023 was a write-off. This year I'm trying to think I calmed down, but I found a date to do the event. So what I did was I'm just like, hey, let me just invite a lot of 7-figure earners inside of different companies and direct sales organizations that are friends, and all come together and everybody just collaborates and makes the energy in one room just freaking great. There's no competition, because I can tell people right now just to think a little bit bigger. I don't believe that the person that you think is competition is your competition. So I'll give you an example. Say we have 2 people on the same stage. You're like, that's my competition. No, it's not, man. There's 7 billion people in the world. It's not your competition, bro. There's 300 million people in America. Yeah. The person that you think is your competition, it's not. It's a restaurant across the street. What? Yeah, man. Somebody, you think that's your competition. A customer is debating whether or not they should invest with you and maybe the restaurant tonight and spend their money at the restaurant. It's probably not Bob that you think is your competition. Like, the restaurant's your competition, the solar company's your competition, everything is the competition, not the person that you think is to the right of you. So I say, I think the people on my stage just think like me. They're just like, dude, time, place, and date, let's rock and roll, right? And we have people from different companies, different organizations. because they realize that collaboration is just so freaking powerful. in
Yeah,
today's
yeah,
day and age, you know?
definitely, definitely.
It's like you and I, bro, we're in two different spaces. Like you collaborate, you give more value to your audience.
Yeah.
Like that's it. You just give more value. I'm not thinking like, oh, bro, what is he going to steal? What am I going to steal? It's like, dude, if people leave you, they weren't there in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? It's like,
Totally.
I think the goal in business is to build a community so strong that nobody can fucking prospect them.
For sure.
And if they did, they're not part of your community. Like, that's what my mentality is. Like, build people so involved inside of your community that nobody can ever freaking take them away from you.
But I also want to get, I also, it's in my in interest that they get better at sales, and I cannot teach them that.
Correct.
You can.
Correct.
So we collaborate.
I was on a phone call, man, like last week, and I'm like, I was with a CEO of a company, man, older company. Yeah, we don't like hiring outside sales trainers. I'm like, I know you don't. It's why you guys are dying. And they're saying, why? I said, okay, well, then I will ask you one question, okay? I said, find somebody that can train sales better than I can in your company. And if you can't, wake the fuck up. If you can't, there's people in your company that can maybe teach leadership great. There's people, maybe there was somebody before 5 years ago that taught prospecting, but maybe it doesn't work in the company anymore.
For sure.
Shit changes, bro. Like
For
maybe
sure.
you're in a company where you had somebody that was teaching sales so good, but maybe that guy left. So now you have to show me somebody that can teach sales just as good. Then maybe if you're hiring a marketing person, can teach branding just as good, leadership just as good. If not, you have to bring people in to support, you know? I think the community, like people respect you when you give them more resources.
For sure.
It's not like they're like, oh, I'm going to go to Daniel G. They're like, fuck, bro, thank you so much for bringing in this person. This helped us inside of our business that we're currently in.
Yeah.
You know?
And in your event, you're going to have people like Alex Morton and Stormy Wellington.
Big
heavy hitters.
Heavy people. And, you know, again, they think the exact same way. They think like, man, how can I just be... This is what elite level of leadership is. It's like, how do I just serve past than the people just part of me?
Yeah.
How do I keep serving beyond them? Because it's going to impact the people that are currently watching me right now inside of my organization. It's going to show them that, hey, I'm here to just do this on a global scale, etc.
Yeah.
So, you know, they subconsciously impact all the people around them, more people inside of companies. Everybody's just playing, I think, to you know, make the community stronger and bigger. That's it.
And when and where is going to be this event?
Here, so it's going to be Miami, March 30th. It's a full day. I'm not going to do the virtual thing.
Okay.
You know, I'm not doing virtual. I don't want to do the recording or the virtual. I'm not doing the recording or the virtual for nobody. And the reason being is because I want people to show up. Because I say, man, if my speakers can show up, then they can show up. They can figure out a way.
Yeah.
Because it's like people are always like, yo, but Alex can show up because he has the money to show up and take a plane. It's like, no, because that was his mentality when he first started building.
Yeah.
His mentality was, tell me a room, a college room, and I'll fucking go. So I say, why should I make it easier for people? He had to grind his ass off. I'm like, and when I call my speakers, yo, can you speak here? Yes. They're not thinking like, no, that's their mentality. Just show up. It's just show up. You know what I mean? They didn't say this to me. Man, do you got a virtual option? I could do it over Zoom. And they're so fucking busy. They're like, yo, what's the date? Let me check. All right, I'll be there. And I was like, that's so interesting the way they process things, you know? And then somebody else like, yo, do you have a Zoom? The speakers could say the same thing. Yo, I'm busy.
Yeah,
I need to go on Zoom.
Definitely.
The people are like, well, they're rich. No, they have money. They don't. No. That's even more of an excuse for them to do Zoom. They can lay on the couch and do it. But their mentality is, I will stop building if I don't show up and I don't go do it. Why? Because how the heck is that leader going to go on a Zoom call the next week and say, guys, show up to events when they're not even showing up to events? For sure. You know, leadership is the ability is to keep showing your team that you're doing the same basic things and you're doing a little bit more, because they always count on you becoming better. They always count on you doing more. So the people that you brought in are literally saying this: Alex, Dan, Bob, Jorge, please guys, never stop learning and never stop showing up, because we believe in you to keep leading us, and we never want to get better than you. We always want you to be our leader.
Totally.
So never stop learning, never stop showing up, never stop training, etc. Because if you do, dude, I'm going to quit. I'm going to stop trusting in you. So I think that's a leadership mentality. They're like, I can't slow down, you know?
For sure. So March 30, it is in Miami.
Yeah.
You should be here. I'm going to be here.
We can get tickets. You can click the link in my bio, grab some tickets.
Perfect.
It's open to everybody. Anybody can come.
Perfect. So to wrap it up, brother, this has been a phenomenal episode. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me,
But
bro.
to wrap it up, there are some people right now that are watching this and they are hopeless because they have been defeat after defeat after defeat, or the self-concept about themselves is very low. So, what can you say to them? What can you tell to somebody that has stopped to believe in himself? Uh, how can you paint for him or her the future?
Yeah, I would say watch your small growth inside of life. Meaning, like, truly watch when you're winning a little bit, but still nobody's complimenting it. Because, yesterday I posted on Instagram, I'm like, guys, like, I used to run events with 4 people, 5 people, 10 people. I wanted to show people, like, this is really what it was. It wasn't 500 people, 5,000 people. And I said, then I went from, like, 9 people to 15 people. And it's funny because people are still telling you, like, yo, this thing doesn't work out, bro. Like, what are you doing? But in my head, I said, fuck, I'm winning. I went from 9 to 15. That's an extra 6 people. But still nobody's complimenting you on that extra 6.
Yeah.
But you're winning when nobody else can see you winning.
That's right.
So I say, in life, the realization of small progression for yourself is what's going to keep you going inside of life. It's what keeps people going to the gym. It's like when you see somebody that's fit, nobody's complimenting somebody when you can do an extra 2 push-ups, but you can do an extra 2 push-ups. They'll only compliment us when we have abs, but they're not going to compliment you on the 3rd week when you could do an extra 3 push-ups, but you could do an extra 3 push-ups. So you have to hold on to the small wins that nobody can ever compliment you on.
Yeah.
People only compliment you when you pull out the new car, when your income triples. You know what I mean? When your income can skyrocket and you can live in a big, beautiful home. Yo, bro, how did you do it? Mm-hmm. So you have to know that you're growing when nobody else can see you growing inside a business. Yeah. You have to know that you're growing when nobody else can see you growing. And growing can just be the mere fact that maybe you got a little bit better on camera. Maybe now people are starting to say yes to you a little bit quicker to see your opportunity. But it's still not converting into a 10,000 person team, but you're getting a little bit better. But people don't know you're getting better, but you know you're getting better. Yeah. Like, you got to identify the progress that nobody else can see. And that's what always keeps me going inside of my business, because I'm like, I'm getting better, but they don't know it right now. Like, they don't know it. They don't know it. Like, right now I'm in a mode that nobody else can fucking see but me. And I like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, they think I'm... Like, right now people watch Daniel G. They're like, oh, this guy's at his top. Yeah. Like, oh, this guy's fucking crushing it. And I'm like, they don't even know that I just started my business. But like, to somebody else, they're like, bro, the goat of sales. I'm like, ooh, they don't even know right now that I'm in complete growth mode. Yeah. Like, I'm starting to watch myself get better, and they don't even freaking know it. And I said, that's what makes me better every single day, because I'm like, they think I'm done, or some people think that person just started, when in reality, I'm like, oh, I'm growing every single day. Yeah. That's what, like, they don't even see my small growth, They just think it's done. I'm like, no, I'm continuously growing every single day when they can't see it. They think, oh, he's hit it. That's it. This is the guy. I say, no. I'm growing right now, and they can't even see it. It's so small that it's going to be exponential in 5 years down the road. It's going to be whatever people see me as now, give it 3 years, it will be 50 times bigger. It won't be 3 times. It'll be 50 to 100 times bigger, because it's a compound of small efforts that nobody else will see right now. Small things, maybe small podcasts, shows, small stages, small things, not big things, small things that will compound into something massive. People don't know how to compound, and that's the ability of exponential growth inside a business. Exponential means you do the small things enough times till one day it explodes, and then people see you here and they ask you, how did you get these abs? Yeah. How did you get to $100,000 a month? How did you get to $1 million? Oh, because you never seen this million small things that compounded. Yeah. And then one day it blows up and it's completely unconventional, and they're like, well, how did that happen? Because it's never just like this. It's like boom, exponential. It just hits one day. It just hits big, and people are like, well, how did that happen? You compounded the small wins so many times. I don't think enough people like realize that that's how business actually works. It's like you do so many things that in one day it doesn't make sense. It's like you do so many free events that one day somebody's like, how much you charge? And Daniel says, okay, $25,000 for that 1 hour, right? Then my guy looks at me, bro, how did those people pay you $25,000 for an hour? Oh, you see? You seen the exponential thing that I just charged. But you didn't see 270 flights. Yeah. Like, let's say 4 years down the road, my keynote fee is going to be $250,000 for an hour. $250, maybe $350. 2 years down the road. Bro, how did you charge $250,000 for that talk? oh, bro, you didn't see me, Josh, and Steve on a flight that were basically just staying, just like, you know, just keeping it afloat just to travel. You didn't see the 270 flights that we took that year. Oh, you didn't see that. You will just see the 350.
Traveling on New Year's Eve.
Traveling on New Year's Eve. Literally New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Solo. Alone, New Year's Day, I'm flying in. No, traveling on Christmas Day, the night of Christmas Day, and the night of Christmas Eve in. Do I have to do it? Fuck no. I love that you brought this up. Dude, I literally traveled on New Year's Day at nighttime. Sorry, on Christmas Day, when I was done with my family, I packed my bags.
Holy shit.
Went to Australia.
You're insane.
Went to fucking Australia that day, okay? Went Australia, spoke at an event the next day, went to my friend's wedding the next day in Australia, flew back on New Year's Eve, whatever the time zones are, flew back on New Year's Eve, back home. Then somebody asked me, bro, is your event fucking virtual? Can I do your virtual event? And I want to fucking punch them in the face and slap them because I say, wait, why would I travel 50 hours in 3 days total travel time and I don't even have to do it? And now you want success on a Monday and you're not willing to take a 1 hour flight or a 1.5 hour flight? I would be insulting you and crushing your success by making this fucking virtual. I would be doing it because I know if Daniel G has to do it and you want Daniel G results, what makes you say you don't want to do it? So nobody will ever compliment you on a flight on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, well, that's Daniel G. No, it's not. No. It's Daniel G showing you that this is, like, that right there accumulates 3 years down the road. That right there, what you just said, to me, when I'm taking those flights, I'm like, this is not going to do nothing right now. This is a 3-year play. People will quit, dude. Nobody can keep up. There's only very few people that can keep up with it. Like, my guys around me, like Josh can keep up. There's very few people, bro, that can keep up with it. When somebody leaves, it's like, it's just that they couldn't handle, they couldn't see something 3 years down the road. And every time I'm alone by myself, because sometimes this is just how business gets.
Yeah.
You sit down and you say, this is why you get paid what you get paid. This is why you are where you are. Because majority of people aren't willing to go through the 3 years where it's just small little growth. They want it so fast. You know what I mean? They'll never get to the exponential part. And it'll never make sense to them. Majority of people, they can't make sense of it. They'll, like, income, nobody's going to make sense of making $500,000 a month. But they'll never see you do 5,000 Zoom calls.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
When like building when 500 people left you.
Yeah.
Most people would quit. Most people would quit. Most people would say, well, you know what? 500 people just left my team. I'm down to 15 people. And they'll try to go take the easy route. Let me go to another company. Let me go train another team. Let me go do something else. Let me go sell a course. No. You did it again. You built it up again. Nobody's complimenting you on it because you just built it up to 500 people again. So it's not that massive because you were already there before. But you keep doing it enough times. And then 5 years down the road, boom, you're a big star. You're making 10 times the amount of money. And people ask, well, how did you do it? Well, I just didn't quit when 99% of people quit on me. Nobody sees that, you know? So that's the beauty about business, man. It's exponential. I think it's beautiful. It's exponential. And it's like only, to wrap this off, I think the most beautiful feeling about a business owner is there's moments in business where you will sit down with yourself and you will say, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, oh, everything has led to this moment. Every single move I've done has made sense. And that, I think, as a business owner, is the most fulfilling conversation that you can have with yourself. Because in the beginning stages, nothing makes sense to you either as a business owner. You think you got to figure it out, but you don't. And there's that one moment, whatever you're about to do, go up on stage and you're like, it all fucking makes sense. And I think that is sometimes the most fulfilling conversation that you can have with yourself. It's nothing else. There's no money in the world. It's like there's no money in the world that can ever replace that feeling of just saying, it all fucking makes sense, you know? And sometimes it's something as small as when somebody comes up to you and says, thank you for changing my life. It could be that and saying, oh, fuck, it all makes sense. It all makes sense, like, that I never quit when it was hard. That thank you made it all make sense maybe right now. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be something like owning a private jet. It could be something just that small and saying, oh, fuck, it all makes sense why I never gave up. I just changed somebody's life, and I just helped this person get out of poverty inside of their life. Wow, it all makes sense. Whatever wakes you up, So I say, to me, I've worked my business saying, I want to hear more thank yous than I want to hear more people saying, I know you couldn't do it. Yeah. I want people saying thank you more than people saying, man, I know it's difficult to quit. I don't ever want sympathy. I want those moments where a lot more people thank me for helping them than a lot more people saying, yo, let's try something else. So that's it, brother.
Wow, brother. Thank you for showing up to the podcast.
That was good, bro.
This was phenomenal episode.
Good episode.
Much value, much sales, much training, much mentorship. Thank you so much. People are going to love it. And tomorrow, the mastermind, it's going to be really exciting activity. So thank you so much for everything you do for the sales industry and network marketing industry. And let's go, brother.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Familia, aquí lo tienen, Daniel G, entrenador número 1 de ventas en el mundo. Acaban de ver esa ética de trabajo, acaban de ver esa energía, ese literalmente estar loco por crecer y loco por ir al siguiente nivel. Estoy muy contento de que hayan escuchado esto. No se olviden de seguir a Daniel G en sus redes sociales. Nos vemos en su conferencia en marzo 30 en Miami. Y no se olviden tampoco de suscribirse al canal y dejar en los comentarios qué tal les pareció este episodio. Nos vemos la próxima semana.
Listo.